Uh, Students, I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know if my screen is visible. Just type yes in the chat box if my screen is visible and no if not. My voice is also properly audible. Fine. So,
if you can just run it on a slideshow, and if you can just move your presentation into the slideshow,
fine.
I think you're audible and the screen is working absolutely fine.
Okay. So, before starting the session, I would like to know how many of the students have already worked on Scratch software or any of the game development software. So, can we start a poll? Students, those who have worked on Scratch software or any of the gaming software, please submit yes in your response and no if not. So what is the response?
Sorry. It's 60-40. 60% of the attendees are saying a yes, 40% or a little less than 40% are saying a no.
Okay, fine. So for 40% of the students, this will be a totally new session for them and they will get a glimpse of Scratch software, and I'll start with the history of the Scratch software, why we are preferring to work on the Scratch software, and what all animations, stories and games that we can develop using Scratch software. For those who have already done, I think these 3 days session will be a revision for you. But for sure, what I will be discussing in the third session, that the last day on 31st, the total course that we are planning in, that will be a combination of advanced game also that we can develop using Scratch software. So I would like to start from here. So this is a brief introduction of Scratch software. Scratch is a programming language which has been developed at MIT University. MIT University is in US, and this is world's renowned university, which is also well known for the research and technology development software and products, right? And it can capture the imagination of children. Why I'm saying capture the imagination? Because you can see a lot of creativity can happen through this software. Using this Scratch software, we can make different stories, animations, games, music, art, and to share these creation on the web. What do I mean by web is you can make it as a public information. There is an online version of Scratch software which I'll be further informing you in the later on slides, where you can share whatever games, stories, animations that you have developed throughout the world. And also you can see, going through this Scratch software, that whatever students or these mentors have developed using the Scratch software, those games you can also access through the Scratch platform, and you can download it and you can do your own modifications. So there is a lot of open source thing that has been there in the Scratch software, and this software has been compatible with Windows, Macintosh and Linux operating systems. I will share the link further because I've seen few messages where the students have said that they were not able to download. So I'll share the link again, wherein you can download and install the Scratch software. Those who had already worked on Scratch and or any of the programming software. So generally what we call it as a program. Program is a set of instructions that tells a computer or an electronic device what to do actually, right? So let's say if I am telling you, I'm teaching you Scratch, I'm communicating in a language which is English, right? So I'm assuming that the students or my audience which is attending the session is being comfortable with this language. Accordingly, my computer is been actually understanding the machine level language only, right? So machine level language is 0 and 1, that is in binary. So my Scratch software is a mediator between me who can understand with the English or some graphics, and my machine is which is working on a machine level language. There is a mediator in between, that is Scratch software, in which I will be writing any program, and that program, that set of instructions will be executed to give you the desired output. So these instructions or command which we write in an artificial language is called a programming language. So Scratch is a software also, and the coding, that the programming that we write is, we call it as a Scratch programming language, right? I assume one question I would like to ask, is my pace okay, and you are, all the students, those who are participating in the session, are comfortable in English, or should I mix it with English or Hindi? If you are comfortable with English, please click on yes. Sir, can you start the polls once again? Those who are comfortable in English, please type yes. Those who want me to speak in English and Hindi both, then click on no. Fine. So majority.
You can see the polls now, right?
Yes, now I can see that. Majority 88% are saying that they are comfortable with English. So I'll go ahead with English, but wherein I will find that that these are the typical terms, then I will also translate it in Hindi. So generally in computer programming, we also, because mostly I am coming from the engineering background, so I will also use a term called coding, right? Coding is nothing but a programming. Code means a program, right? So in engineering language, when we write a program, we call it as a code. So programming is nothing but coding, and code is a program only. So computer programming or coding is the process of writing a code. Where is this term coming from, Scratch? So the inventors of the Scratch, those who have actually developed the software, there is actually hip hop DJ's method of mixing different music tracks. So I've gone through the history of Scratch. I was reading through, and then I came to know that from there they have got this idea of this method of mixing. It is known as Scratch, and that is why they have named this software as Scratch, because lot of key elements are there, and by mixing various components you can make your own stories, animations, and games. So that is why it is named as Scratch. This point I have already covered. Second point, it is a key element of a Scratch website that members, those who are registered members of Scratch, can download other people's computer games and change the details if they wish. That is what I am saying as open source. What is this open source means? You can download somebody's work, you can add something of your own, and you can upload it so that the rest of the world can also refer your program or your work, right? This I will skip. This is the link which I was talking about. So actually there are two versions of Scratch. One is the online version, which you can directly access on the website of Scratch. You can refer this link scratch.mit.edu, which I will copy and paste on the chat box. So those who are interested to work online, you can just click on this link and you can create your own account, and whatever work that you will be doing, that will be, you will be working online. Second version is the offline editor, in which this link which is given at the bottom, I will be copy pasting that link also. From that link, you have to download the software, then install it, and then work. I prefer to work on the offline editor, and I recommend all the participants of this group, please download and install the software so that you are not dependent on the online version only. So whatever program that you will be making, that will be saved into your computer directly. And I also prefer and recommend that every participant in this group, rather than working on a mobile, should join the session with the laptop or the computer desktop, so that you have the sufficient screen to make a program on a Scratch software. we will be making this Scratch session very, very lively and hands-on. So whatever program I will be teaching, I will be also prefer to see if you are also making the similar program at the same time on your screen, right? So in the later on session, I will share my Scratch software screen, desktop screen, and you will be seeing the programs that I'll be making through. Firstly, let me copy and paste this link. So I'm simply copy pasting this link which is given for to download the software. Those who have done, fair enough. Those who haven't, please download it, and simply as you are installing the other softwares, you can install it also. I've shared this link in the chat box. So download it, install it. If you are facing any problem in installation, then let me know. Once you install the software and open it, this is the initial screen that you will be looking through, right? So this is the initial screen of Scratch desktop. This is how it looks. So I would like to give another 5 minutes time. Those who haven't installed it and already downloaded, please install it. And those who haven't downloaded yet, please click on that link and download it. And then we will be starting the session. Those who have already installed it and those who are saying in the chat box that sir I have installed, please, there is no need to mention that thing. I'm just waiting for the student, those who haven't downloaded or downloaded but not installed. So I'm waiting for them to also install, because in the later half of the session, when I'll be starting the actual first code, then I want you to also make that code, whatever I will be making in my offline editor in today's session. Those who have already,
yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, please.
Those who had already installed the software, please open their Scratch desktop. Double click on that link. You have got the Scratch shortcut on your desktop. Please double click on it and you will see this screen. Those who have installed, please open it. Yes, sir, you were saying something.
No, so there were a couple of things. There were a few questions that students had put in case you want to take them up. Yeah, one of it is some of the students, very few, do not have a desktop or a laptop right now. I assume they'll have to sit down and watch this session and then practice later.
Yes. Why I'm recommending and preferring to have a laptop or a desktop? Just because I want that this session should be more hands-on based. Whatever I will be doing in this class, you can actually execute at your place also. If you're not having the laptop, unfortunately, then you can, because this session is anyways recorded, you can actually execute this program later on after seeing this recording.
There is a question from a student. Can he do it on a mobile?
It will be very tedious for you. Attending the class, then minimizing it, then opening it. Firstly, on mobile, it is not possible if you are having the Android phone. It is only possible in Windows phone, and I doubt if you are having the Windows phone. I have covered this thing in the first few slides back. This software has been compatible with Mac, Windows, and Linux. Gorangi, if it is taking long, no worries. After the session, you can install it. Today, you can attend the session, see the program. Later half of the session, once you have installed it, then you can practice at your place. And make sure by before tomorrow's class, you are having that software in your laptop. Dhala Patil, fine. If you are attending the session on phone, fair enough, and also practicing at PC, that is fantastic. If you are having two things, phone and laptop, then it is very good. Another 2 minutes left. I can see few students are raising their hands. I cannot individually interact in between the session. I would rather prefer if you can just put your queries in the chat box. Ishita Agrawal, do we have to write with you? No, you need not to write anything. The session is being recorded. We will share the recording with you. Dhala, I would request if you can restart your system or disconnect the internet and reconnect it. Dhala, I am again repeating this. If you are using tablet, make sure this software will be installed in only Windows, Mac, and Linux. That's it. If you are using any Android tablet, it won't work. Mahika Singh is saying how to download it. I've given you the link. You open that link. Let me just minimize my screen and tell you how to download it also. I'm stop sharing this screen. So this is my browser screen, which I've shared just now. This is the link. I have copy pasted that link. Scratch.video/download. So this is the screen which is visible. Download the Scratch app. For Windows, choose your operating system. According to it, it can be downloaded. This is a new Android version. It is also showing. I would suggest you please try to download this also. Those who are using this phone, because earlier till last 2 months this was not available. I think you please click on Android if you are using the Android device and try with it. I haven't tried. To be frankly saying, I haven't tried with Android device. Now I will be definitely trying. Now I'll stop sharing, coming back to the PowerPoint. Fine. Sir, can we hurriedly go through a poll for the student, those who have installed and not installed? Yes and no? Before we move forward. Student, those who have installed, those only please submit yes. Those who haven't, please, if you have downloaded and not installed, then also please click on no. Still many of you have not responded. Right, so almost 75% plus have installed it. Great. Those who haven't, I haven't shared the link in the chat box. I assume that after this class, you will try to download and install the software before the next class. Let us move ahead. So those who have already installed it, please open the Scratch software, and this is how editor is working. Let me stop sharing this and show you the actual Scratch software. So those who have already installed, this is the actual Scratch offline editor, how it looks. And now let me cover the whatever things that can be done with this software by covering the complete desktop explanation from left top corner to the right bottom corner, right? So in the left, I'm just moving my mouse, Scratch logo. After this, there is a file option. In this file option, if you click, then there is a drop down menu. While making any new program, you can just click on new. While there is any program being saved into your computer and you want to upload that program like this, I am loading a program, load from your computer. And let's say this is one of the program. So this is one of the program, okay? So I have just loaded, and if I need to save this program, then I have to click on save to your computer, and I have to browse where I have to want to save this computer. I can name that program and I can save it. So by using file, you can click on new for getting a new window, and load and save. These are the three options which are available. Whatever program that you are making, you can rename your program here. My first project. Okay, you can mention your name. Now there are three areas in Scratch software. This first rectangular block, these are all coding palettes. From here we will be making our codes. So these are all, I would say, instruction set. So for making any program, there are few syntaxes, few instruction set. ये जो हम जिसको हम कमांड्स बोलते हैं, तो ये हमारा फर्स्ट, अगर ये मैं बोल रहा हूँ पूरा स्क्रैच सॉफ्टवेयर 3 डिफरेंट स्क्रीन्स में बटा हुआ है. So this first portion is the programming palettes, what we call it blocks. तो ये सारे blocks है जिससे हम अपना प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे. So these are all the commands, I would say, syntaxes, in other language, syntax. The middle one is the programming window. आप जो syntax को, इन syntax को यूज करके जहां प्रोग्राम बनाओगे वो ये स्क्रीन है, बीच वाली स्क्रीन, the second portion. Got it? And the third portion is the where you can see this cat. That is the third screen. So here you will be seeing the output. Whatever program that you will be making in the middle screen, that program output can be seen in the third screen. And that will be happening immediately. So once you compile your program and run it, then automatically you will be seeing the output in the right hand portion. You can increase the size of this window. You can decrease the size of the window. You can also reduce further. If you want to increase the size of the programming window, you can increase it like this, and you can decrease it also. This cat, you are able to see this cat. In the language of Scratch, we call this character as a sprite. This is cat. We can change different characters. We can have different characters while making different programs. But in the language of Scratch, we call this character as a sprite. S-P-R-I-T-E, right? So sprite is the most important character in the Scratch software. Without sprite, you cannot make any of the program. Your editor won't work. Let's say I'm dragging some syntax from left to center for making a program, and this has been dragged just because the sprite is there. If I delete this sprite, I won't be able to drag anything because I cannot see the output, what output it will be giving. So sprite is the most important character to make any program. So this is a very important question, because when we'll be making the programs, somebody would be asking that can we make a program without having sprite? No, clearly no. You can hide the sprite, but you cannot delete it, right? So this is about sprite. These are the XY coordinates where the sprite is located. This is the advanced topic which we'll be covering during the class. This sprite is currently show. We can also hide like this. The sprite is there, but it is in the hidden mode. This is showing. We can change the size of the sprite from here. Currently it is 100. You can reduce the size or increase the size as you want. This is the direction of the sprite which you can rotate here, right? So these all blocks I will go in the when we start the session. This is about the just giving you a feel of Scratch software, how what is it that it looks about. And if I talk about the detail of it in the motion, inside the looks, inside the sound block, inside the events, that will be covering during the session, right? uh, that's it. I think this is just brief about Scratch before we start writing the code or going on to the code. Till now, whatever I have covered, if you have got any doubt, please mention yes. If you have got no doubts, please mention no. Till here. So can we run a poll? So few of the students, those who are having doubt, are saying yes. So majority 42% is there, a good number. So I would request, I'll take initial 5 questions. Please mention your question in the chat box. So Shweta is asking, what is sprite? I said, if you are seeing this, you are watching this cat over here, cat is a character. So in the language of a Scratch software, we call this character as sprite. You can say, you can call it as character also, but in the language of Scratch software, we call it as a sprite. And there are multiple sprites. Cat is not the only sprite. There can be different characters which you can use. I will tell you how to create different characters, or how to use different characters in the later on sessions. So those who are having doubt related to sprite, please now if you can click on no if your query is resolved. Please type a question if you have got any question. How can we hide a sprite because I have old version? Okay, so there is an option of show and hide. If you click on hide, then automatically it will be hidden. If you click on show, it will be showing. If there is an older version and you are not able to hide it from here, that option is not available here, then you have to wait for the class, because when we run the topic, there is a command for hiding the sprite also, that I'll cover when I'll cover these blocks. In this blocks, there is a command, there is a syntax to hide a sprite. Another question? Sir, what we have to answer in the, my question is, if you have got any doubt, please click on submit yes, or if you have got no doubts till whatever we have covered till now, please click on no. Can we change the face of the sprite? Yes, we can. All the changes in the sprite, I'll tell you when we will be covering the sprite as a topic. Sir, is Scratch used for making cartoons? I would rather say it is used to make animations. If you want, if your question is that can there be any characters like cartoon characters? Yes, you can add them. Please recall what you have teach as I joined late, please. Sia, for you, there will be recording. The complete session I cannot repeat. I'm very sorry, but yes, we will provide you with the recording. Kelvin, you are asking a next level question. What is event? I haven't covered any of the block. Motion, looks, sound, events, control. I haven't covered any of the blocks. I will be covering them during the class. I have just given you an overview of the Scratch software. I have just given you an overview what is available in the Scratch software. That's it. But in the details of it, I will be taking the proper class. So if you are asking sound, looks, please skip those questions because I'll be covering. That is not covered. Can we make animated game in Scratch? Yes, I had already answered that. Fine. I think one last question. What is the use of the sprite? Ishita, for making any games, for making any story, for making any animation, you have to have a character. So sprite is nothing but a character. That's it. So without character, you cannot build a story. Without character, you cannot make any animation. Without character, you cannot make any games. If you play any game in the mobile phone, ping pong ball also, so there are characters. There are rackets, there is ball. So these are the characters. These are sprites. We call it into the Scratch language. Fine. Any other question before we move ahead? Last question before we move to any topic, because introduction is done from my side. Now let us start with the hands-on thing. Fine. So with no questions, I am going ahead. Arnav, fine. Your is the last question which I am taking. Can have our own customized sprite. Yes, sprite is a separate topic which I'll be taking. Yes, you can have your own customized sprite. Ishika, you can call sprite as a character also, right? So I'm calling character as sprite. You can call that as a character. So they are one and the same thing. So don't confuse in it. So now I think introduction is done. You have got a fair idea of the Scratch software and what are the features of Scratch software. Lamely, I'm not saying that we have got into the depth of the Scratch software. No, I haven't covered anything. I just given you an overview. Now we will be starting our first code. I mean first program. So coding the first steps, right? So let us. So in my first program, I already have a sprite here, that is cat, and I would like to move this cat, right? So my first program is I will just move this cat straight. That's it. So before that, I was already I've told you about what is a sprite. Let me redefine this sprite as a definition because few of the students are confused. A sprite is an animated character or object in your program which you are programming. आपको पता तो होना चाहिए ना आप किसको प्रोग्राम कर रहे हो या किसको आप इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहे हो. तो वो जिसको आप इंस्ट्रक्शन दे रहे हो वो स्प्राइट है, राइट? A sprite is an animated character or an object in your program, right? In Scratch software, sprites can move around, be active or stay still. We will choose a sprite character that will animate. आपको जो भी कैरेक्टर के साथ एनिमेशन करना है तो वो अगर स्क्रैच की लाइब्रेरी में ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, फेयर इनफ. अगर नहीं भी अवेलेबल है फिर भी आपको करना है, यू कैन क्रिएट योर ओन स्प्राइट और यू कैन अपलोड योर ओन स्प्राइट ऑल्सो टेकिंग फ्रॉम गूगल. आप कहीं से भी सर्च करके कोई नया स्प्राइट कैरेक्टर लाओ और उसको आप स्क्रैच में अपलोड करके नया एनिमेशन क्रिएट कर सकते हो. दिस फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इज देयर. However, it is important to realize that a sprite cannot do anything by itself. Sprite is available, cat is available here, but it is not able to, it will not be able to do anything by herself. We have to program this cat. We have to write the syntaxes for this cat. A sprite's action comes from a response to the scripts or the command which we write in the script area. So this programming window I am saying as a script area in which we'll be writing this code, right? So I'm saying my first program is that I'm interested to make this cat move, right? So I will start placing the text. There is a block called move. In the motion, this code is, these are the 9 blocks available. Motion, log, sound, events, control, sensing, operator, variable, my block, right? Music also. So these are the standards, are the 9 blocks. So those who have just installed the software, you must be seeing these 9 blocks only till my blocks. Music is not available. I'll tell you why later on. And later on in your Scratch software also we'll add this music block. But right now you must be seeing these 9 blocks from motion to my blocks. Okay. So initial my first program is to move this cat straight. So for moving this cat straight, there is a block called move steps, X number of steps. This 10 you can always vary. You can make 10 to 100, you can make 10 to 50 or 30, whatever number you want. That number of steps that cat will be moving, right? So go to this, we call it as a category. These are different category of blocks. Motion category, looks category, sound category, events category, control, sensing, operator, variable, my blocks, right? In the motion category, you'll be finding all the palettes. We call these instructions as palettes. All the palettes which are related to motion. Also remember one thing, this motion block is of blue color, and all the palettes those are available in this motion block are also blue color. So sometimes if I am dragging something and bringing onto the programming window, then you should not ask, sir, where you have found this. I have found this. If this is of blue color, then I have 100% found it into the motion block only. If I have dragged something which is of purple color, then it is coming from looks block only, right? So this is self-understood. So there is a sound block for adding any sound, looks block to make any changes in the looks of the sprite, event to create any events. I will go into the detail of all these. Control to control your sprite, sensing if there is any if your sprite is sensing something from the other sprites or the mouse or something like that. Operator for making any mathematical calculation. Variable we will be using for any variable which is changing the value, right? So for moving this cat straight, I have just dragged from motion, move 30 steps. You will find this from the motion palette, right? Don't confuse. Sprite is not moving. Sprite is not moving. Yes, my sprite is also not moving. I have dragged this move 30 steps. I'm moving it back. Now, for those who haven't seen, I wanted my agenda is, or my task is that I have to move this cat with 30 steps. So I've dragged this move 10 steps, change this 10 to 30. Still my cat is not moving 30 steps. Why it is not moving? Because we haven't mentioned when this cat will be moving. So we have to create an event first. We will be dragging this when flag is clicked, then move 30 steps. Now, if I click on flag here, green flag here, then please see my cat is moving to 30 steps, right? If I change this 30 to 100 and then I click the flag, now my cat is moving to 100 steps. If I want my cat to be at the initial position, back at its place, it has already moved 30 steps, then 100 steps. Now I'm saying minus 130 steps. So it will be coming back to its initial position. So event is also very much necessary while moving any sprite, right? So you have to tell that what you have to do with the sprite, but when you have to do with the sprite. So when my flag is clicked, my cat will be moving, let's say 50 steps. So this is how you can move your cat straight. Right? Very simple code, one single palette. I hope there must be no doubt till here. I've just used one. So will you create event? You are just speaking. Yes, there is an event now. You click on this fourth block, events block. You drag this when flag is clicked and then add this move 50 steps. Got it? So whenever you will be clicking flag, your cat will be moving to 50 steps. So this is just one palette code, or I would say two palette code. One is the event, second is the motion. That's it. Got it? Now, let me bring this cat back. So once the cat is back, now it is at its original position. Now I wanted to move this cat continuously, right? So how it will be moving continuously? Let us say move 30 steps, then again move 20 steps, then I would say again move 20 more steps, then again 30 more steps. Likewise, I want this cat to move continuously. Now when I'm clicking on the flag, in one go it is moved from 0 to how many steps? 30 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30, that is 100. So in one go it has moved from 0 to 100 steps. So rather than adding move statement 4 times, I would have done like this also. Let me first bring this cat to minus 100 steps so that it can bring, now it is to the initial position. Now rather than writing 30 plus 20 plus 20 and 30, I would have done move 100 steps and clicked on the flag. But the only thing is, I cannot observe that my cat is initially moving 30 steps, then moving 20 steps, then moving 20 steps, and then 30 steps. Why it is not happening? Because there is no delay in between. There is no any time delay in between. So to give out time delay, I will go to control block and I will add this wait. I will add this wait in between. After every steps, I will add wait in between, and now you will see the difference. Now you will see the difference. At I will click the flag. Just one sec. Let me bring this cat back. And now this is my program. Initially, I have written move 30 steps, move 20 steps, move 20 steps, and move 30 steps. So that was 100 steps. But my cat is being continuously moved to 100 steps. Now, if adding this delay, you can see this cat is actually after every 1 second, it is moving few steps. Initially, it has moved 30 steps, then 1 second delay, then 20 steps, then 1 second delay, then 20 steps, then 1 second delay. So now you can actually see that how it is moving. Got it? Any doubt till here? Just moving your cat straight. This is just this is the only objective which I have right now. Can you move your cat straight? That's it. So can we run a poll? If there is any doubt in this first program. Myra, yes, time is about over, so we'll be ending the class. So those who have already installed the software, you can keep on adding these move steps and wait blocks, and accordingly your CAD will be moving. Tomorrow we will make sure that this CAD will not be going out of the screen. Secondly, we will also cover the X and Y coordinate system. You have to understand the X and Y coordinates for making any animation story. So tomorrow we'll be covering that. Tomorrow also we will start with the looks block. So this will be a basic agenda for tomorrow's session. Sir, I think this time is over.
It's all up to you, because we started late and you want to give it a few time, a little more time. It's absolutely fine. Your discretion, sir.
Fine. I have time, but the students are asking when the class will
No, that's okay. So that's general. I'm sure, if somebody is getting late, he can leave. Otherwise, if you want to spend some time, we are good. Most of the kids will be happy to be around. No worries.
Fine. So because I've already made this program, let me just add one point to it. Those who had already installed the software, I would request, please try on adding few more move blocks and then wait blocks to it, right? Like this. And bring your cat a little back and then start moving. Also, initially I want this cat should tell her name before start moving, right? So go to looks block, add this say hello for 2 seconds and tell her name. So let's say my name is Julie. Okay. Let me name this cat as Julie, right? So when I click the flag now, initially it is saying hello, my name is Julie, and then start moving. So first it is moving 30 steps, wait, 20 steps, wait, 20 steps, wait, 30 steps, wait, and then move 10 steps and then wait. If you want this cat to touch to the next corner, then you have to add this number of move steps and add number of wait. I hope you understand why we are adding the wait, so that actually we can see that rather than just going from one A point to the last point, we can actually observe that it is moving. And that is happening just because of adding that wait block in between. One easy trick, wait is of yellow color. So that is, wait is of orange color. So it is available in control. This when flag is clicked is yellow color. So it is available in events. Say hello and say my name is Julie is of purple color. So that is available in looks. So if you have got any doubt from where I am dragging it, you can see that also. One last thing that I would like to cover before I end this session for tomorrow. I have used this when flag will be clicked, and then I have added this program below it. You can use various options rather than when flag is clicked. You can drag when space key pressed, and then I will add this program. So rather than clicking on flag, now this program will be run when you click on the space bar of your laptop or desktop. I have clicked on the space bar. Now my cat is moving. Got it? Rather than space bar when the sprite is clicked. So if you click on the sprite, then only this program will be working. Similarly, there are different other options which are available. When this will happen, then your program will be running. So you can try with at least these three at your home: when flag is clicked, when space is key pressed, and when the sprite is clicked. In the space also there are various options. You can just drop when the up arrow will be clicked, then this program will be executed. When you drop down and when the down arrow will be clicked, then this program will be executed. Why I'm telling you this option? When you will be making games, I hope you have played that maze solving game when the rat is solving that maze. So to move that rat on the left and the right side, with the right and the left arrow, or the top and the down, up and the down arrow, then this will be the palette which we'll be using from the event block, right? So we'll be using this palette while designing that type of game, of maze type of a game, when you have to use space bar or up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, left arrow from your keyboard. Then you will be using this palette, right? This is a basic thing that I've covered. This is the first program of the Scratch software. I hope you people have enjoyed it. From tomorrow, we will be increasing notch up difficulty level and going onto the few tougher topics. the first topic that we'll be starting with the coordinate system. We'll try to understand the coordinate geometry behind this Scratch software so that we can conveniently place the sprite as per our wish, right? So sir, this is all from my side for today, and we'll catch up tomorrow.
Lovely. Just a word for all of you. We'll let you know what the assessment is going to be on day 3. Don't worry too much. Idea is not to judge you or anything, but just to ensure that all of you are, continue to stay invested. We will start at sharp 5. Please ensure you are a couple of minutes in advance, right? And that's about it. See you guys tomorrow. That's about it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. Good night.